Hi, church. I hope you're all doing well. You know, I'm wondering, in this time of social distancing, how many of you find yourself spending a lot of time connecting with others that you wouldn't have otherwise? Whether it's texting, FaceTime, or Zoom, even old-fashioned voice phone calls. Technology is a mixed bag. We can admit that, but you can't deny the blessing it's afforded us in keeping up with those that we love. I'm pretty sure the Apostle Paul might have appreciated the occasional Zoom call with the church in Philippi. It would have been way more preferable than sending a letter to Philippi from Rome. The fastest route would have taken about 6 weeks, and that's one way. It's no easy trek either. And Paul wanted to give them an update. But check this out. It's not so much on Paul's state of being, but of the gospel. And beginning in Philippians chapter 1, verse 12, Paul says, "Now I want you to know, brothers and sisters, that what has happened to me has actually served to advance the gospel. As a result, it has become clear throughout the whole palace and to everyone else that I'm in chains for Christ. And because of my chains, most of the brothers and sisters have become confident in the Lord and dare all the more to proclaim the gospel without fear." You would think that as a traveling evangelist, he would look at his inability to travel at the very least as an encumbrance. Not Paul. The gospel is advancing not in spite of, but because of his imprisonment. That's what he says in verse 12. His adversity is fueling the very gospel it sought to stifle. Imprisonment isn't defeat. It's not a cause for humiliation. It's the very resource for God's victory. Now, here's my first question. What's the challenge in your life that God wants to use to advance the gospel? Today, this week, this season, is your social distancing an opportunity for God? Maybe it's an invitation to pray more, to take up the habit of Sabbath. Is your kids being home all the time? Is that an opportunity for deeper discipleship in your family? Is the anxiety that you feel day to day, is that an opportunity for you to begin trusting God in a new way? Is there something in your life, not in spite of, but because of, that God's will may move forward in an exciting new way? Here's the second thing I want you to think about from this text. And what happened to Paul and his response to his situation was an encouragement in the most literal way to the brothers and sisters in Rome. Meaning Paul's situation stirred up courage in them to share the gospel boldly. They were daring with the gospel. It's like they thought, if Paul can endure what he's enduring and continues to proclaim it, we can do it in our own lives. I find this challenging, and I hope you do too. Is the way you're facing your life now, today, this week, in this season, is it stirring up courage in anyone else? Is anyone bolder or more daring in their faith because of your response? May it be so for you and for all of us. Grace and peace, church.